What's up, everyone? Welcome back for the next race. Gonna be trying out this car for the first time, the Suzuki Cappuccino, I think it's pronounced. And assuming that that is the correct pronunciation, that makes this custom paint scheme all the more hilarious because this custom paint scheme is going to be sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. It is a Dunkin' Donuts kind of themed paint scheme, which is really funny because this car is called the Cappuccino. So I thought that was fucking hilarious. Like, whoever was the artist who did the paint scheme for this one, like, it's fucking awesome. You obviously have a sense of humor, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, Dunkin' Donuts themed paint scheme for the Suzuki Cappuccino. Fucking hilarious. Alright, either way, let's take this car out for a spin, see what this thing can do. Again, with a car that has like 60 horsepower, I'm not expecting too much. Look at this dinky little fucking car. It's actually not too bad, though, as far as acceleration. It's a little faster than I was expecting, actually. For a car that only has, like, what, 60 horsepower or some shit? It's actually not bad. And again, like I said, typically speaking, I race pretty much all my cars stock, so I don't really like to soup them up too much. You know, a little bit here or there with certain cars, like the multi-step vehicle, you know, my Chevy Camaro, souped up that one, but, and I guess the Mini Cooper a little bit, I had to in order to complete a mission at the GT Cafe. But typically speaking, I like to race all my vehicles stock. So, if I ever do soup up a vehicle, I will tell you guys, typically. Now, that being said, I'll add a nitrous tank here or there, you know, just to add a little extra something, but it still doesn't really necessarily affect the overall performance of the vehicle. It just gives you a little turbo boost here or there. But you engage it manually, so it doesn't really affect the car's normal handling or any of that shit. Catching this dude racing the Aston Martin. Yeah, I do hope that at some point I can get my hands on some more of the vintage cars. That'd be cool. Probably going to be a while, though. Again, I have to save up a lot of money to get like the super fancy vintage ones, you know, like the Alfa Romeo and shit like that. Alright, so actually I gotta say this car is not too bad for a car that has, like, you know, fucking whatever, like, you know, 60 horsepower. It's not bad. Obviously not super fast, but at least it gets through the lower gears reasonably quick. You know, the lower speeds, it gets through those pretty quick, so not bad. But yeah, plus I love that paint scheme for that car. It's called the Suzuki Cappuccino, and it has a fucking Dunkin' themed paint scheme with the coffee beans and shit. But yeah, I really think that the artist did a great job with that particular paint scheme, though. Looks good. And again, for a car that has, like, you know, fucking 60 horsepower, you know, you're only going to get so much out of it. But it still did well. I mean, it handled well. Wasn't loose. Wasn't too tight. Handled very nicely. You're not going to be breaking any land speed records in that thing, but still performed well. Performed maybe even a little bit better than I expected as far as, like, speed is concerned. Again, that's not saying much because I wasn't expecting much, but still. Did a little bit better through the lower gears than I expected. Got through them a little quicker than I expected. Once you hit 80, though, then that car kind of starts to hit a bit of a brick wall. Which, again, when you're limited that much in horsepower, you know, you're gonna have a hard time in the higher gears. That's why I'm lucky with my real life car. It's a 6-cylinder, so I took that thing out on the highway when I went to Joliet for a concert, and I had no problems passing people in that thing. I mean, granted, my car is just a Chevy Malibu. You know, it's not a super special car or anything, but it does have a 6-cylinder engine because it's one of the more, like, old school Chevy Malibus. Not super old school, but like early 2000s when they were making them with 6-cylinder engines. So I took it out on the highway. I had no problem passing people. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, with a car like this, you know, you're only gonna, you know, once you hit 80, you definitely start to hit a bit of a brick wall. You're like, the car's like, I don't know if I want to go much faster than this. But still, I mean, the thing handled, like, perfectly. No complaints as far as that's concerned. Again, which is not very surprising. But yeah, good, cute little car, I guess. Again, personally not my favorite style, but it's a cute little car, I guess. Alright. Well, either way, guys, that will do for that one, so stay tuned for the next race. Until then, peace out.